This is Virginia This Morning with Greg McQuaid, Cheryl Miller, and Jessica Nall. Good morning, Virginia.
Well, hello again, and thanks for joining us as we start the week here in Virginia This Morning. Hi there, I'm Greg McQuaid.
And good Monday morning to you. I'm Jessica Nall. Last spring, Ken Seward, the Seward School's headmaster, took a 10-day journey to Vietnam to retrace his steps from the time he spent there in the late 1960s.
Well, his Vietnam Then and Now exhibit features photographs, hand-stitched fabrics, and a variety of artifacts. We'd like to welcome Ken to the show this morning. Great to see you,
Thank you very
Ken.
much. It's nice to be here.
Well, great to have you.
10-day journey.
I was going to say, what a whirlwind journey.
It was going back in time, and I didn't know what to expect. In some ways, I was trying to find the self that I was when I was 18 and 19 years old in the Marine Corps there. And I was fortunate enough to play hooky from school for 10 days, but that's the perfect time in terms of weather. And I went back to each of the places that I had spent time in when I was there in 1966 and 67. So it was so interesting because I wanted to see how it all turned out. So you think of a war being fought for 10 years, and then you think, going back 40 years later, what is going to be there? And how am I going to feel? But the thing that really propelled me back was my aunt and uncle had kept all my letters that I wrote when I was there in a baggie in the kitchen drawer.
Wow.
And when my aunt died, I found these, and she had arranged them in chronological order. So that's what really led me back. And I'd never read them before. I'd written them at that time, and they stayed in the baggie in the kitchen.
Did it bring back a flood of memories, Ken?
Flood of memories. And for the headmaster, I found that my spelling and my grammar was not terrific.
I was going to ask you what prompted you to want to go on this journey and revisit, but clearly finding this part of yourself and...
So she had them in chronological order. I went to each place. I opened up the letter in the place where I wrote it, and I read the letter, and then I wrote in my journal how I was feeling in revisiting that place.
Right.
And then I took all my photographs with this little camera, because you need to sort of travel light.
Just with this?
Yes. So I'm not sure Canon would like that, because it's not a big fancy camera, but I think the photographs came out well, and we took them to Costco, and they made them in 1 hour.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say to the kids at school, you can do this. When you go places, keep a journal, take photographs, and tell us all about sort of how you felt when you were there.
How has their response been to this exhibit?
We have had students writing about the photograph that speaks to them the most, or there's some marble vases that a person named Tien carved from Marble Mountain, and each vase took him 6 months to carve. And I loved talking with him because he never stopped carving while I was talking with him, and I said, why don't you stop and talk to me? And he said, it takes me 6 months already to do this. If I stop talking with you, it'll take me much longer.
Any surprises, Ken?
I think the surprise for me was, I think the Vietnamese feel they've retaken their country from what they call the American War, and we call the Vietnam War. And where I was, they've made any trace of me or the Marine Corps or the bases I was in disappear. There are coffee plantations and avocado plantations, rubber plantations, and they've reforested vast areas which were destroyed by the war.
And you were well received, I take it?
Well received. I was pretty far out in rural areas, so I was the only one that looked like me. So I was a curiosity piece, but everyone wanted to know who I was, why I came back to that particular place, and they were very helpful because it looked so different in helping me find actually where I was. It was not that easy.
And you said you wanted to discover the person that you were then and today. What did you find?
I found, actually, before I went, I felt a kind of homesickness, which may sound like an odd term. And there was something in me that wasn't fully present right now. And I thought there was a whole part of me that I had left back there. So I went to find that part of me and kind of reunite myself. That was a very lofty goal. Instead, I just had a terrific trip and a very good time, and the food was great, and I felt unburdened, actually, by the trip. It freed me in some ways to come back and say, it turned out okay.
Yeah.
Well, you can experience Ken's fantastic journey. It's called Vietnam, Then and Now, and its exhibit. It's currently on display until Friday, September 30th in the Paul R. Kramer Center and Art Gallery at the Seward School, located at 11,600 Gayton Road. It's a beautiful campus out there. For more information, including gallery times, you can just go to our website, WTVR.com/VTM. Ken, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Great experience to share and to take part in.